So today we're going to take a look at SharePoint 13 and how to hide page elements without using JQuery. So we are looking at a SharePoint 13 team site, and I don't know, for the sake of fun, let's pick on the search box up here in the top right. Got a ID attribute over there. Let me write that down. Okay, so that's our search bar in the top right. And maybe these left navigation links. These things are kind of cool looking. They got a class on them of MS Core List Menu Item. So our selector might be a.className for the second one. And for the first one we got an ID attribute. Now there's two ways we can go about this, and we will take a look at both. First of all, let's pop over to Site Contents, and we'll go to Site Assets. And we're going to kick open Explorer View. Alright, good stuff. I'll switch over to that folder in a second. We'll go ahead and take a couple of empty text files, drop those down, and see. Okay, so we got Visual Studio Code opened with our 3 text files, and what we're going to do here is we'll lay down a couple of tags. We're going to do a CSS link, and we're also going to do a script source. And these are predictable enough. Hide stuff. Okay, and that looks pretty good. Except let's go and change up that path a little bit. Site assets. Let's make it a relative off the root. Go ahead and get that in. Very cool. Now, what we can do with CSS, we can place some selectors down here. And display none would be kind of good. There's our class names. Yeah, display none. Also good. And we'll call this the CSS method. Pretty cool. And that's called in here. JavaScript file has nothing at the moment. Go back over to our page. Pop open edit. Actually, I wanted to do this on the home page, so let's flip over there. Ah, beautiful. And here we're going to add one of our favorite web parts, the content editor. I like these because the HTML file gives you a lot of flexibility. I like to say Chrome is none, and then OK. Stop editing. And we really, don't know if that took hold or not. So let's give it a test. Hello world. It says hello world. Good. We're editing the right place. Cool. So we put that down, and we got our CSS file going. Go ahead and reload. And wow, that search is looking a little different in the top right. If we go check it out, we can see that there's a placeholder up here, but what is this? Hide stuff CSS, display none. Wow, we can toggle that on and off all day. Go and check it out. That's pretty cool. Very well done. And then over here we had our I think our anchor tag on the menu items. Yep. Hide stuff is not using this, it's being overridden. So in that particular case, what we can do over here is lay down the important decorator. Reload. Now it's hiding the ones on the left. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's really nice, reliable way to do it, CSS. part of the page rendering. So the benefit here is that it comes through, pretty much instantly as the page loads up. Now there might be cases when you want to delay it, or you're looking for some nuanced thing that's hard to describe with a CSS selector, and you might end up needing JQuery, or maybe you don't need JQuery. So there's a really cool website out here called You Might Not Need JQuery. And if you come over and look at it, it's got all kinds of different stuff. What I'll do is take a look at this for what we're working on today. And we'll take like the core menu item, because this is repetitious. And we'll go ahead and put a selector in there. So if we were to select those elements, loop through them, whatever, and then go check out this reference page again. How do you hide something would be done that way. So this is just a different way of expressing the same idea as the way the CSS file was doing. But with a JavaScript approach, you can make it more intelligent. You can do all sorts of if statements and switches and async, maybe defer it, load it at a certain point in the page lifecycle, a lot more control. But anyway, we do have this sort of code that this can be used to hide elements on a page also. Let's go ahead and turn off that CSS stuff for just a second. Reload the home page, see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, cool. Alright, so this is kicking in now with the JavaScript code, and it's doing the inline style for display none. If we go ahead and comment that out and then reload the page, we'll see it shows everything. Okay, turn the code back on, reload, it hides pretty much everything. So, you can do the same sort of stuff. CSS is generally what I prefer. If you can do it CSS, just put that down, give yourself a link tag, and you're ready to go. You don't have to worry about sequencing and all that kind of thing, about the page lifecycle as much. JavaScript file, you can put in there and do some more advanced stuff, but you have to be a little more sensitive to when is the element coming into view, when is JavaScript loading, make sure the JavaScript runs afterwards, that sort of stuff. But this is really a cool way to use some of the native things like query selector and the array for each, and you're sort of avoiding jQuery for its simple needs by leveraging some of the new things browsers have. So definitely check out You Might Not Need JQuery.com, and of course traditional CSS selectors, both of which you can lay into an HTML file, drop in a content editor, and start hiding things on the page to your heart's content. Thanks for watching.